Kavika Picaro, born 8/24/2000, and passed away
You are not hidden.
1/9/2022. Kavika lived
Never
in
been a
Anchorage, Alaska,
moment you were forgotten.
with his dad and
You are
stepmom
not
full-time,
hopeless.
and his mom in
You
Florida
have been broken.
part-time,
Your innocence
mostly
stolen.
during the summers.
I hear
His mom missed him very much and wanted him to live there with him and his sisters full-time. Kavika was well loved by his community, by his family, his friends. He was known for helping people and being the one who was always there to talk to
send out an army to
comfort his sisters.
you in the middle
His
of
little
the
brother.
darkest night. It's true.
He had a big heart.
Rescue
He
you.
went to school. He worked hard.
There is no
After graduation, he worked up on the slope in Alaska.
Cannot be covered over and
His
over.
sisters and
You're
his
not
mom
defenseless.
moved to Florida from Anchorage, Alaska.
I'll
They were
be
buying
your
their first
shelter.
vehicle
I'll
in
be
Florida,
your armor.
and they were very excited to start
I
their life
hear
down
you
there.
whisper
He loved
underneath
his
your
mom. He loved
breath.
people. He loved life.
I hear your rest so
On his
wet,
face.
your rest so wet.
Young man he was. That's a picture of
I
Kavika
will
and
send
his
out an
mom.
army to find you in the middle of the darkest night.
This is a picture of Kavika.
I will rescue you.
When our
I
family
will never stop marching to reach you in the middle of the hardest
visit
fight. It's true.
his cousins, his aunts, his uncles, his family, his friends down here. He made friends everywhere he went. He loved every day. They would laugh, they would play. He would work at the rec center near our house. He was known by the community, even though he only spent a short time of the year here. And he just he made everybody feel happy and loved. It was just the best time of our lives having him. He meant the world to us. He meant the world to our family, to our community. He was a good boy. Kavika was never in trouble with the law. He worked hard to take care of his family. 2022, Kavika was driving in Bear Valley, Anchorage, Alaska, alone in his vehicle. He was followed by an APD officer up an icy mountain road where he was blocked in a dead-end road. He was shot twice in the chest at a sharp downward angle, piercing his top left chest, third rib, and lung, exiting his lower 7th and 8th back rib. He was denied EMT emergency rescue service for 38 minutes as he hemorrhaged in the snow. That was his official cause of death, caused by 2 separate gunshot wounds. Kavika was left there on an icy mountain road to die all alone, suffocating from the damaged lung and hemorrhaging during the coldest Alaskan month of the year in January, as his dad, stepmom, and EMTs, all on site, were blocked by APD from reaching him and providing emergency services to stop the bleeding and restore blood. His life could have been spared on site within minutes by stopping the bleeding. Kavika had no criminal record, no previous police encounters, no prior criminal suspicion, no evidence of intoxication or drugs in his system, no legal reason for APD for following him up an icy mountain road and blocking his vehicle in. Nothing from him was out of the ordinary. Details to follow up later in part 2 of this video. He spoke to his dad an hour earlier, who said he was completely fine. It was like, quote, any other normal day. He was on his way home to have dinner with his family. He just needed to stop and drop something off at his shop. We still have no honest answers, reports, or no dash cam from Anchorage Police Department, whose officers were the only people present when Kavika's shooting death occurred. They still have not released it in 2 years since Kavika passed. And only after the 2 years passed have offered to give it to us after the final request of at least 10 requests for an enormous fee, which we have not been able to do yet. What his family is asking is why all the secrecy? Why all the hostility towards his parents and family who only want the truth? Also, why is Alaska the only state in the entire country who is fighting Congress statutes passed on wearing video camera, body cam? The law was passed years ago and they're still fighting it. And they fight families like ours. They deem this a suicide, but yet they won't give us the evidence. Why were his parents and siblings ordered to go down to the police station for interrogation immediately after he was killed, when they were overcome with shock and grief, when all they wanted to do was pray for and see their son in his last dying moments? The APD were grasping at anything they could find to attack Kavika, but failed, while also denying his family a crucial and irreplaceable moment at the time of Kavika's passing. Why was he accused of being a murder suspect only after his death, to which the APD slandered him in the media less than 24 hours after his passing, prior to revealing detailed evidence to his parents, but never provided any identifying or factual proof to his family or the public since? Why did APD block and cover up Kavika's vehicle OnStar tracking that was working for his parents up until his passing? Why did APD never find any corroborating evidence of OnStar vehicle tracking of Kavika's? No murder weapon. No eyewitness for Kavika, no motive for the location that he was at. His phone was pinged to another location at the time of this murder that took place in their city. There was no vehicle license plate linked to Kavika's vehicles. No video surveillance footage of Kavika despite the crime scene being under heavy surveillance. None of it was able to be identified as Kavika. Why did APD deny Kavika's family's many requests or copies of his records surrounding his death, dashcam evidence, EMT? Where are the ballistics reports that are standard in all shooting deaths in Anchorage, Alaska? How can APD prove that Kavika shot any gun? Within 24 hours of his passing, they could have done that with a ballistics report. Yet they refused to do it, and so did the medical examiner for the state. If your son passed away on his way home to have dinner and when you were told it was a suicide, wouldn't you want to know? If you were told your son had committed a murder the day before, wouldn't you want proof? Real proof that you can see and read, like a report. Why would it ever be okay to deny this to grieving parents, the family, and the community at large of schoolmates, friends, family, and other neighbor families? in his community who knew Kavika as kind, giving, and a loving young man. Not a violent bone in his body, okay? This was a man of God who loved his family and his community, and he loved life. Is it possible for someone to shoot themselves twice in the chest cavity, which also controls the arms, hands, and fingers, are all rendered paralyzed and useless according to doctors? Therefore, the claims of APD and the Alaska Medical Examiner's Office are false, and they refuse to offer any honest answers to Kavika's parents, and instead block them using the Alaska State Attorney General's office as their legal defense and guard from having to answer directly to the parents. Things are not what they seem. It's time to questions and stop taking government agencies with vested interest word as gold. We've got to hold people accountable at the very minimum to get the truth. This should not be happening in a first world country like America. We need to preserve our country, and if we're going to preserve it, that means standing up for the truth and what's right. That's what sets us apart from the rest of the world. God's law, truth, and righteousness, that sets us apart. Other than that, we have nothing. Find you in the middle of the dark night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance. Proverbs 11:18. The wicked earns deceptive wages, but he who sows righteousness gets a sure reward. Isaiah 28-31. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings